Hi there, boys and girls, and everybody outside and in between. Thank you for tuning in to another featured games video. As you know, every month I like to compile some games that fit a certain theme and just display them prominently among my collection. The theme for this month is mystery. Each game for this month is going to have some form of unknown information that the players are going to try to figure out over the course of the game. So, without any further ado, let's get started. First game for this month is Masquerade. This is a great party game. It's a social deduction game. So think of it in the vein of The Resistance or Coup or Citadels. Everyone is going to be a specific character that gives them certain powers or abilities, but those characters are hidden from all other players, and also they can be changed throughout the game, so you might not even know what character you are or what power you might be able to use. It's a lot of fun trying to figure out who's who and try to have the most money at the end. That is Masquerade. Next we have Decrypto. This is a logic-based team game where each team is going to have certain words that one player is going to know and the other players are going to try to figure out. But at the same time, the other team can hear everything that you're saying, so they are also trying to figure out what your words are. So it's a very delicate balance of trying to be obvious enough for your teammates, but not being so obvious that the other team can figure it out as well. Haven't gotten this one to the table as much as I would like, but the times I have played it, I've really enjoyed it. That is Decrypto. Following that is DC Spyfall. This is essentially the same as Spyfall, only with DC characters. With some of those characters come specific powers, but you can choose to play without those if you like. Regular Spyfall, if you don't know, is all players, and this plays a pretty nice group, all players are going to be at one location. But one player is a spy. They don't know what location they're at, and the other players don't know who the spy is. So you take turns asking each other questions like, what do you do here? How often do you come by? Things that are vague enough so the spy is not going to be able to figure out where they are, but will help you determine who is or is not the spy. Super fun, super easy to learn, a great game for just getting some laughs out, because it really is a lot of fun. That is DC Spyfall. Next is Detective Club. In Detective Club, one player is going to be the active player. They're going to take one of the cards from their hand, and the artwork on these cards, I cannot stress enough how surreal and beautiful the artwork is for this game. So one player is going to take one of their cards and set it face up in front of everybody else. And after everyone's had a chance to look at it, they're going to take another card and set that down as well. And that player has decided that these two cards have something in common. And they have shared that with all other players except one. After everyone has played two cards that follow that same connection that the initial player decided, everyone is going to go around the table explaining the connection and why they chose their specific cards. So the player who did not know the connection and just had to guess is going to have to come up with something really quick in order to not make it obvious that they didn't know. Another one that's easy to learn, easy to pick up, plays a good group, up to 8 players, and again, the artwork alone is worth the price for this one. That is Detective Club. Next up, we have my personal favorite logical deduction game. That is Cryptid. In Cryptid, you're going to set up the map, and it's going to be different every time you play. And as you set it up, one specific spot is going to be where some monster or creature is living. And everyone has one piece of information that they know. That's their rule. And as you play the game, as you go around, you're going to be asking individuals if this spot follows a rule, if this spot follows their rule, if this spot follows their rule. This is designed in such a way that there is only one area where the monster could be. And so many times playing this, I've just been staring at the board because I know my rule and I think I've figured theirs out and I think I've figured theirs out, and I'm just trying to find that one sweet spot that fits everything that I think is in play. A lot of fun, a decent brain burn. It's not overly complicated. It's It's definitely something you can just have fun with. You don't have to take it too seriously, but still a nice crunch. That is Cryptid. After that, we have Awkward Guests. Take Clue and crank it up to, well, not 11. It's Clue. Clue doesn't go to 11. But 8, 8.5, this is a solid improvement on Clue. You have a certain number of points worth of information that you can trade to other people for their information of the same value. But like I said, if you enjoy Clue, I definitely think you will also enjoy Awkward Guests. You're still trying to figure out who the murderer was, what they used, where it was, if there was an accomplice. And it comes prepackaged with a lot of cases by itself. So you're not going to be randomly determining anything at the beginning. The game already has the answers. You, the players, have to figure it out. I would strongly recommend checking out Awkward Guests. Up next, we have Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. This is probably the best social deduction game for a large group. It plays up to 12, and what I really love about this game is that it gets people interacting with each other immediately. So in this game, one player is the murderer, and another player knows who it is. They also know the weapon and the evidence the other players need to figure out in order to catch the murderer. However, they can only convey information in very vague, cryptic ways that leads everything open to interpretation. So the murderer themselves is going to try to pin it on someone else because that same information can also apply to them. Gets people talking immediately, super easy to learn. It's a very entertaining group social deduction game. Absolutely love this one. That is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. And the last featured game for this month is Spectre Ops. This is a one versus all game where one player is an agent breaking into a facility and they have to accomplish a certain number of objectives before escaping. All other players are hunters, trying to track down and find the player wherever they may be on the board. Each hunter has a specific special ability that only they can use that's going to help them find the agent or stop them. Each agent is going to have certain technology that they can use to help them evade the hunters. This is one where you're going to want to think 3 or 4 steps ahead of your opponent, because if you're the agent, you want to know where they're going to look so they don't find you. And if you're the hunter, you want to know where that agent is going to go before they get there. A great back and forth dynamic. If you like that aspect of gaming, trying to outthink and outmaneuver your opponents, this is definitely one I think you should check out. That is Spectre Ops. And now, time to organize. And that's it for this month. Again, thank you so much for watching. Get in the comments, let me know some of your favorite games that have that element of mystery to them. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.